Hello everybody, today we're playing Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney, Investigations. Last time, we began the new investigation, and I was looking back at yesterday's recording, and the voice for LeBlanc changed a bit. At first, it was more of an Asian stereotype, then it ended up as kind of like a Middle Eastern type thing. So I think I'm going to go with the Middle Eastern one. It's a lot easier to recreate just by hearing it again. I don't know, it sounds like this, and it's very fun to do. It's almost as fun as doing a British accent. So, we're just gonna get right... Oh boy, that is very loud. I have my volume all the way up. Alright, from save point, let's do it. I can't remember... Alright. Oh yeah, I had him... Alright, I had him pointing at me. Let's go this way. March 12th, 8:32 a.m. Flight 139-0. First floor, in-flight shop. This is the in-flight shop. She's got a mess in here.
You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Teehee.
Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene.
Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much.
I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. Alright. Also, the audio was a little loud last episode, so I turned the gain on my mic up, so hopefully my voice is a bit louder. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Oh boy. There's a lot to take in. Freaking this girl.
I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me whatever.
Well, we gotta present something to you.
Oh, I'd love to have this piece of jewelry. Can I have it?
No, you may not. This is a prosecutor's badge.
Hooey, then why did you show it to me?
I wanted to prove to you that I really am a prosecutor. That it's not possible for a prosecutor like me to commit such a crime as... I see that I'm just wasting my time with cousin Hare here. Alright then, let's just notice anything. So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer though, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite.
Yeah, but it was me that got permission to look around. You know. So don't forget that, okay?
How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep?
Well, you know what I'd really show your thanks? You see that item of herself over there?
Sorry, we're gonna have to make do with my words of appreciation. Well, her animations are a bit long, so talking to her is gonna be a pain, I can already tell. Inside this display case, a row of lifesavers and vest for sale.
We saw a lot of those and there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one?
Since this shop is one shopper away from being sued. Wow. Like, they're selling their life vests? So if this plane is a water landing, then it's gonna be a pretty bad time. I don't know. Stuffed toys, just like the ones Miss Melee is holding, are here on display. All relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly.
How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed.
What do I envision? Stuffed animal abuse when she says that? Oh, Edgeworth. The glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor, and it looks like there's nothing on display inside it either. Wait, actually, there is something. What's this? A mini captain set? I have a bit of logic. Let's see if there's anything there. Alright, broken glasses. Let's see. Maybe these will go to... Ooh. I think these might go together. Oh, yes! This hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. Yeah, dude! I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Just mean that the killer broke into the glass to get at it? Huh. Yeah, that was just on a whim.
Really?
Don't tell me you don't know where things go where in this shop.
Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything?
Since that further inspection of this display case is needed. Alrighty. Cool. Won't rest until I've expected. Oh, shut up. We've heard this already. Oh, there's something to deduce already. Huh. Glass in this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke in order to take the piggy bank? But it's a bit odd that the inside of the glass, this case, is so devoid of glass shards. Plus the glass broke rather cleanly. Ah! What is it? I touched the glass and cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurt. At least some of you can deal with such a minor cut in your own. Oh, wow. So something to deduce here. I wonder what? What's this picture? Just not gonna let us look at it. Yeah, this is something. Alright. Huh. I wonder. Ooh. Is the same man as the one portrayed in the statues around the elevator? Yeah, it's a paperweight of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. On the bottom shelf we have the cute one, the middle one the realistic one. And on the top shelf, that's the floral version. Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. So there's something to deduce. I'm not exactly sure. Let's look at my organizer. Oh, are you telling me to guess this area? I'm guessing you want me to... Oh, I got it. There's definitely something very unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Mr. iFly blank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope, no there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at that time too. That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took Mr. iFly here after the turbulence. Sorry if I make unusual pauses, I'm just second guessing what I'm reading. Like, did I say that right? Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Melee, and listen to me when I'm talking. What? But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility. But what? But then what if the killer went to take Mr. iFly? Then they broke the glass by accident. The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, well there's one person who could've. Oh, and who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda scenario, huh? I feel like my culprits in order are probably Tenario, LeBlanc, and now Melee, and then Edgeworth, because who knows what he did during his sleep. iFly Airlines related books line this shelf. The history of iFly Airlines, the future of iFly Airlines, the 7 wonders of iFly, Fly On, iFly Airlines. Working name, Eco Airlines, iHeart Fly, Ing. These titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top seller list anytime soon. Edgeworth, you're too silly. There's not a single piece of glass inside the display case, which means that the glass was broken from inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over during the turbulence right through the glass, which leads me to believe the killer took Mr. iFly here from after the turbulence. That would also mean that the piggy bank could not be the murder weapon. Alright, I have an idea. So, in our logic we have, yeah. Maybe. It seems that way. Probably not. Yeah. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Alright, whatever. Be that way, Edgeworth. How would you know?
I guess this is next.
What are these?
Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it.
Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world you try, then buy.
No way, but either way, it doesn't really matter.
Man, that was an awkward sentence. True, either way. Why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded the plane? Alright.
Anyway, see that? Just got all the Mr. iFly heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you?
It certainly is making something jump inside my stomach.
Huh? Well, I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. You look like you really wanted to get one. I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
But I never showed any interest to begin with.
Teehee, it really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda.
Mr. Denario designed this?
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Haha, sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. I really have no idea where the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so blah.
Mr. Denario designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Whoa. Ah!
You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Melee. Only a suitcase for the role has got to be a safety violation. Was it gonna kill you? What, unless it's like filled with rocks.
Here, I'll put it back.
Oh, I guess he like touched it or something and it started rolling. Let's see. I'll wait on that. I feel like those two could probably connect. Oop. Beautiful flowers and a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them.
Miss Edgeworth, you're getting pollen all over.
Oh, excuse me. Let's just check out logic. I said I was gonna save this, but who cares, mate? Let's just do it. Yep. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here.
What's with the sudden yelling?
Tell me, Miss Melee. Do you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, sure. They totally ooze strange, like the color and the such.
It's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry. Ahem. These suitcases were lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Melee. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind. I'd sooner find the answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous.
I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she heard what you just said. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. What is so unusual about this suitcase? Oh. They have little stops. What?
I don't think that's strange at all.
Well, maybe not to that extent. I must overthink this. Should the answer come to me? What do you mean? The wheels? Yeah. There's something very peculiar about these wheels.
Huh? As in,
there are no stoppers placed on these. Without stoppers, one would think the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so it is very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit the turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Oh, this again. I need to learn the controls. Here we go. Oh boy, one of those wheels is missing. Or covered in something. The graphics kind of suck. Yeah, this thing really is ugly. On like a very close inspection. What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. This color and this scent. And it appears the substance in question is grape juice. But why would there be juice in the wheel of a suitcase? Oh, alright. No more thoughts about that. It appears to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood.
Ah, it's blood.
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to a murder after all. Whoa. Yeah, all the health back.
So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer probably used the suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something perhaps.
But aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used in the suitcase to transport is... What? The thing I believe the killer used this... Oh. He used something large? Oh, probably the body, right? Something that would fit inside a suitcase is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Yeah, I was thinking like that, but I figured it would be too heavy. Guess not. Oh, it's a particularly colored cloth, isn't it?
But
In light of this, let's say that Mr. Hicks was moved in the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
so you're saying after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't know who that is. Oh, it's her. Should have figured.
I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand the sentiments, however, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation. The crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's also a new animation, isn't it?
Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. Ooh. Yeah, but she kind of looks guilty. And yet, regarding what Miss Naylor reminded me about Miss Scenario, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Why would she murder him, though? I mean, I guess that's probably what we're going to try and find out, but... To be continued. Huh. Well, we're not done yet. The episode just started. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time. Hope Springs Airport. Oh my gosh, is that who I think it is in the background? It might be. I think it's the guy from Case 1. I can't remember what he was called. But he kept using emoticons in his conversations. I don't know. I think that's him. It looks like him. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. Thanks to Miss Scenario and Miss Melee, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Scenario in private. So I'm left wondering just what she was up to. Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. I don't know who that is. Oh, no. Oh, no. I've never really seen her full game. But what I know of Francisca is that she's a very hard one to deal with. Francisca, I thought you were still in Germany. Oh boy, what kind of accent?
I go where I am needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Her name is Francisca von Kammer, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Kammer. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you headed up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest.
Oh, what?
It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue, but I'll have to take what I can get. Never thought, though, I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame?
I just noticed something. When she says Von Karma, she pronounces the V with a capital. When in the first game, the Vaughn was always lowercase, which always kind of like ticked me off. So I guess they fixed it? Oh, wait, it's all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. He waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Francisca, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? Oh, that was not the right accents. Francisca, do you honestly believe I killed a man? I can't. I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ha! I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you, of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed is alone what I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? Don't tell me she's my partner. I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective Gumshoe! Yes? Yes, sir. Too slow! Ow! Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him? A simple yes or no, detective. Ah, yes, sir. Understood, sir. It was leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad you're okay. I love that voice. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit I'm a bit curious as to what Francisca is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. Well. Here, let's do this. First, I want to talk to this guy. Come here. Just talk to me. Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before. Nom 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 nom. In Soviet Russia, World Fang lunchboxes eat Jew. Yes, it's him. Found it. Lol. Oh, I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000. For my next lead movie, it's gonna be The Steel Samurai. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love him so much. So next to Samurai is finally getting a movie. It really was him. Yeah, I think there are a lot of references in this game, if I remember correctly. Lunchaland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. What should I go with? I recommend our airport special lunch. World flag lunchbox is only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags. Wonder if they're aiming to make lunch long to the international market. Well, very interesting. So, how's the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body up to the coroner's office, and we're taking statements now, sir. That sounded like Francisca. Was she always so quick at quick responses to her case? I'd say she was a little too quick, sir. Oh, how so? I rushed over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karman was already here, barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, although she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to wait your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Miss Von Karman kind of popped out of the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down Lee's related to a certain incident. No details. It's kind of too top secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's all about all the information I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, I decided time to resume my investigation, starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. Who's that guy falling asleep over here? This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught in a murder investigation, sir. I did it. I made it the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. This life vest is proof I'm in alive. It's not my prized possession. I could just take that from the plane.
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least. Wait, he probably bought it, from what we know. Who's that kid? This child seemed to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes. I'm all excited to see this many planes, too. Just look at the size of these things. Do you like planes, too, mister? The balance between the main wings and the tail wings really is something, huh? Huh, it seems like this child derives his pleasure from a different aspect. Oh, but I also got a thing for the shape of wings, too. Here, mister, you can stand next to me. So about that plane's wing. Tisk. Thank you, detective, for leaving me out of this conversation. Wow. Did he actually take offense to that? What a baby. Was that a... Ooh, that cop looks kind of sly. I'd like to see what he's all about. So you must be the captain. Oh, boy. Well, yes, I am. And who might you be? I'm the prodigy prosecutor, Franziska von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Ah, don't you dare, Captain. Getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy.
I wouldn't money on a dear captain to be much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the captain some more questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. Highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Franziska in a rip. Getting a bit stuttery. Oh boy, this again. I had to take a quick drink. Let's see here. Ack! Sorry. I'm sorry! How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal. I told you. Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I do not have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Alright.
Sorry, you can't go in there.
I'm Miles Edgeworth. I am one of the prosecutors on this case, so please let me through.
I'm very sorry, sir. No one is allowed to enter without Ms. Von Karma's express permission.
I'm the one on the case.
Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions not to let you through from Ms. Von Karma.
They spelled Von with no capital again. Maybe Franziska's doing it out of, like, respect for her dad? I don't know. Grr, why would you do this to me, Franziska? Did you finish taking your statement yet? Yep, all done, sir.
I am not concerned if you are done with examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small.
From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kind of arts.
Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Oh no. Before we present anything, let's present this.
I can say you have the guts to show me a piece of art at this time, but from a single glance I can already tell it is mostly worthless.
Ha, this is much more value as a piece of non-art, I assure you.
You look like you have something to say. Perhaps you are thinking, like casting pearls before swine.
You actually hit the nail on the head for once. Alright, no, we're gonna present this. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's Virginian cloth.
As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from all over the seas for more.
Oh. So I guess that's no reason to be suspicious of him. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier?
No. The cargo this time is much many gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved?
You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal.
The stubbornness of you police, it is no good. And it is no good that I then refuses to exit the attendant's room, too.
The attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Mr. Mario. Huh. Probably... Oh, we're not done with him. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview, and then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her.
Why is Mr. Mario's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? Oh no. Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants.
Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Mr. Mario. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room. Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you cannot pull the wool over my eyes, Mount Edgeworth.
Oh. Francisca's logic.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge where the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found. The only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
I think I already have the objection. The likeliest suspect, Francisca.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you do. It's not like you to use such a vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I'll prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Alrighty. Let's do this. I think I already have an idea. Yep, alright, so my thought was we're going to present this. I'm not sure though. Yep. I'm just tickled by how quickly I can just destroy her testimony. I was like the quickest one in this entire game so far. I've never had so little trouble. It appears that you did not have all the information needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all. Excuse me.
Oh, who's the rashy one jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth in the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose the suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Von Karma is perfect in every way.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
As if there is proof of that.
Where's the proof that this suitcase was moved around? Would be the turbulence. It would, I think, right? No. Oh, probably this, right? Well, Texas, one look at this and you'll have your answer.
Indeed, I have my answer now. That you are an ignorant whippersnapper.
Or rather, that you were the unforgiving whippersnapper. The suitcase ended up in the in-flight shop, but where did it come from? The answer should become clear if I just think about the path the killer took. Oh, probably this, one of them. Oh yeah, the little wheel tracks.
The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator.
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where's the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? The tracks, right there. Can I just... there we go. This mark here, wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad that you've come to your senses.
Not so fast. It still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot.
Let's see if I can blow through it just again really quick.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence, and then you waited for the victim in the lounge where he beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from what is in the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you'd taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Yeah, I think I got it. Not a bad bit of logic, but for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That it will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in our logic in one fell swoop. Sorry if there's any background noise, I'll do my best to edit it out. Prepare yourself and acquire the picking bank. Yep, I feel like this is probably gonna be... Game's a bit laggy right now. Probably. Wow. You are so bad at your job. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna reload the emulator because we're having a bit of lag. Alright, we're back. I had to do some editing as well. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony
It's to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence is logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master.
What if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Mr. I-Fly piggy bank is this such fake. It's not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the piggy bank was stolen from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence has occurred.
But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. Ooh. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bank from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks.
You there!
Yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was there anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence, and the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood.
I see. Well, Miss Edgeworth, it appears your stout tactics are at an end.
It's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir.
Hey! If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still in the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
There's only one more possibility.
And that would be
that the piggy bank is in fact the real murder weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish. The killer took the bank from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means the killer had the key to the display case.
Francisca, the person you're talking about...
Not so fast. I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Mr. Nario is in the flight attendee's room. Let's move.
Ooh, time to get our first look in here. It's, come on. Ooh, small. How did this all fit in a single plane? That's my question. Alright, March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight 1390. First floor, flight attendant's room.
So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know? What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Mr. Nario.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
Alright.
Alright, let's just talk. Let's talk. Should I really want to present my... I think I already did, though. Why do you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Melee. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness.
Mr. Nario, is it?
There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please, answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Well, there's sudden hesitation. Francisca seems to have struck a nerve.
All I did was go check on the shop like I always do. You're saying what was for work, then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go in there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
The scenario claims to have no reason other than duty to go to this shop. But is that all there is? Maybe it is to it? Maybe I should ask you about that thing. Oh. What thing? Oh, this? If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Scenario.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You're the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else about it. The suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcase I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know, and I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
Oh boy, there are cats in the background. I'll wait for them to... The last one there. Are you kidding me? Probably gonna want to cut that part out.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know how to answer you. As professional flight attendant, I'm a failure.
She must be worn out from a long questioning session she just went through. Alright, he wants to present something else, doesn't he? I wonder if... Nah. So I'm probably just gonna cut this part out. See if we can... Alright, there we go. So you're saying, Mr. Scenario, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got. Oh, I just figured it out. I think that suitcase was, like, the one she used in the murder, provided she is the killer, was her own. And the reason it wasn't, like, latched up is because it was her own. There was only one left. Oh, no. I don't want her to be the killer. I'm sure she had a reason. She's just kind of... She's a little too nice. She's, like... I'm sure she was manipulated by someone. That's my theory, anyway.
The one in the shop is almost definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold out all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous.
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcases isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there's only 1. Looks like our story has generated quite a contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there's only 1 suitcase left.
So maybe it wasn't hers, but another person's? I don't know. I think my theory still stands, whether or not it's her. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Scenario, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only 1 left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
Alright, so I was correct. So then, someone else had purchased one in that case. Interesting. She's used it for a long time? I think not. Miss Scenario, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Scenario says. Probably the price tag. Although it's not like super proof. Like, it's not like undeniable. I've forgotten to take tags off myself, so. Tell me, Miss Scenario, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry a bit of tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Scenario, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, the suitcase was originally in... probably the in-flight shop. Seeing as the price tag is still in the suitcase, one can only assume that it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was... oh, probably her, right? It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Scenario? I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design had you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. And that's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. Thought that maybe I'd finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's all, as you put, hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling a single one. They were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
You buy one every single time you work a flight?
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase.
This receipt is clearly time-stamped at 5:40 a.m. Oh. Guess that fits into the time when the crime happened, like, right? Like, because according to Miss Melee, yeah, he was there at 5. The crime, when did it happen? It was found at 6. So I guess it could have been her. I don't want it to have been her. Let's see. Yeah, 6. It's just a meal, I guess, a little before a meal.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of the flight.
Miss Scenario, what are these other suitcases?
They should all be done in the cargo hold. And the suitcases the killer used.
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases too?
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
Ah! How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
The scenario, see any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
The door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only the crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisca?
Going on with these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karman name.
What do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells us the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their key card.
Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other than the attendant, Miss Melee. I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Francisco got information out of Miss Melee.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rolettenario. And only you. Ah!
What? Is this true, Miss Scenario?
Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that code right now?
Yes, hold on. Ah! I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone.
Very clever.
Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact they're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You could tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am. Ooh-da-doo, better just arrest a young woman. How old is she actually? Now I'm thinking of, wasn't she in her 20s? Yeah, 24. The guy was like 64, 62, 24. She's 19. Ah, she's so annoying. Fun karma. Doesn't even... Alright.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, I'm probably gonna use logic at the very last second here, aren't I? That's what we did last time.
What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Rosiska, I know that you're leading the investigation on this case, however...
Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. Oh, yes, we're not done. No, we're not. Alrighty. We're gonna keep going, actually. Perhaps for a little bit longer. I have a lot to edit out of this video due to some conflict, but it'll be good. I don't know. We'll see how far we can get before I figure we should probably cut it. Maybe another half hour. I don't know. Actually, I think OBS will tell me. Yeah, but an hour long, minus 20 minutes. Yeah, we'll go for another 15, 20 minutes. Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? Don't just run down there. It's so big. He's my favorite, dude. Like, he's my favorite character in this game. Just, like, hands down, already. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and an extra luxurious first-class seating.
So this is the real scene of the murder?
There's certainly a high probability of that, which is why we're here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. The air conditioning. Once again, my worst enemy. Obviously, there's this. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like all I can see suitcase. All I can use suitcase spare. These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after the flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass. And the scenario wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. Wow. And she bought one every day? I mean, do flight attendants get paid that much? I don't know. It definitely looks like this one is missing. What's all this brittle substance stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments? I know what those are from. I know exactly what those are from. I know absolutely what those are from. There we go. Yep. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. I agree the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit too early to draw to that conclusion. However, I believe that probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. What is this suitcase here? Hey, it's with the suitcase, pal. Well, the victim checked in, sir. So the suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's something out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? There's a photo of Miss Von Carmen in it, sir. Looks like a profile on Francisca. Why? Why would he have such a thing? Yeah, why would Mr. Hicks have such a file on her? Does he? Or not even... What do you think? You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation? Seems to me that you were already here at the airport. Something besides this murder. Oh, was he her lover? Don't tell me. How old was he?